Welcome back,
Welcome back.
welcome back.
Welcome
I didn't
back.
know I was going to be serenaded on a Monday morning.
Every day is a serenade here
That's how
on
we like
First
to start
Edition.
the week.
That's right. Yes.
You know,
Why not?
we're always singing.
Chocolate's
Vibes.
being stolen and some music.
Eating, coffee.
Nothing makes you sing like stolen Kit Kat.
That's right. Stolen
At
chocolate.
least we're not talking about pickles yet.
Ooh.
Whoa.
That
was last
Open
time,
a
but
can of
we're
worms
That was a whole
there.
definitely
spiel.
bringing it back on.
That continued
on
into
the
our
next
morning
week.
meeting. It was ridiculous.
Are you serious?
I couldn't shut up.
No, but the
Friday.
pickle talk still continues.
Wow.
All right, let's talk about your forecast because there's a lot happening. Unseasonably hot over the next few days. I mean, really all the way until Easter Sunday. A few isolated showers tomorrow possible along our coast, otherwise mostly cloudy and dry. And a few more isolated showers through about Saturday. Next chance for rainfall arrives on Sunday. Details still need to be fine-tuned, but we're eyeing Easter Sunday for some much-needed rain.
Yes. That's
That
awesome.
alone is reason for me to continue tuning in tomorrow and the day after, because I want to know.
And next week, too.
I need to know, especially next week. Hey, 2 more hours of First Edition coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere. Hey, we'll be
you.
right back.
Hey, you.
Hurry.
Three children safe this morning. The high-speed chase throughout South Texas that ended with 2 adults arrested.
Plus, no kings, the massive protests across our country and here at home, what demonstrators are calling for.
And a series of water meetings playing out this week. What to expect from elected leaders as they address our future needs.
Good morning, South Texas. I'm John Thomas Cobos.
And I'm Barbie Leo at a 7 a.m. Monday, March 30th. Meteorologist Hope
Good morning.
joins us this morning on this
I was
Monday.
like,
Dramatic.
I know. It's about that time. It's
All that
Monday.
was missing was a hair flip.
Yes, Hope.
Whatever.
right.
Hey, one more day of
Hey,
March.
what's your word today is hey.
Hey.
Hey. The whole
One
morning
more
he's
day
been
of March
saying
after
that.
this, and then
One more
April.
day.
Where has this year gone?
It's
just
flown by.
Yes. Crazy.
Yeah.
I was told it's because I'm getting older, but you don't have that excuse, Hope, so I don't know what to tell you.
Who told you that?
My wife.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
Christy. Oh, Christy.
you know, wives know best.
That's
They
right.
do. They do.
Alrighty, this morning we're starting out a little bit on the warmer side. 69 degrees out there this morning. We've also got some clouds in play. I do suspect that those are going to start breaking up throughout the day, though. In terms of our wind speed, you can see that that flag was blowing out on SBID. We do have around a 10-mile-per-hour wind out in Corpus Christi and closer to the coast this morning. But we also have some areas where the wind is not as strong. In fact, calm in Alice, around 5 miles in Orange Grove this morning, 3 miles per hour in Beeville. Now in areas where we're seeing a little bit of weaker wind, we do have some fog that has started to develop. So in Alice, they're under 3 miles of visibility. Light fog up in Beeville as well, falling under 5 miles of visibility. So just be cautious as you head out on the roads this morning and drive a little bit slower. Now, as we go on throughout the day, I do think we have some clouds this morning starting to break up as we get into the afternoon. We're looking at a high in the mid-80s here in Corpus Christi. That's going to be a little bit warmer out towards the brush country where the temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s, close to 90 degrees. John Thomas, Barbie.
So very much. Hope we appreciate it. And we do begin this hour with the safety of 3 children caught in the middle of a high-speed chase through multiple South Texas towns and the arrest of 2 adults with them.
Troopers say 24-year-old Macy Carey refused to pull over in Taft Saturday night because her passenger Juan Garcia had an active parole warrant. Carey ended up driving through Gregory and into Portland at speeds up to 125 miles per hour before stopping at an apartment complex. Garcia jumped out with a 1-year-old before he was arrested. Inside the car, stolen rifles were recovered. Both Carey and Garcia face multiple charges, including evading arrest and child endangerment. All 3 children are with family this morning. The No Kings protests continue to echo across the country, sparking outrage against President Trump and his policies. Yeah, many of your neighbors here at home gathered at Cole Park and along Ocean Drive, voicing their anger. Our Natalia Ozuna shows us what they are fighting for and hope joining together.
From horns honking to chanting, Ocean Drive became the backdrop for a clear message.
Say no to Kings.
The rally bringing out dozens of community members who lined the roadway, including this Lady Liberty.
The Statue of Liberty costume, you know, liberty, not tyranny, which I think is what we're facing right now.
Jeannie Leonard is one of many using creativity to get her point across.
I'm not happy about all of the atrocities that have gone on with the immigration, deporting citizens. I'm not happy with the war of choice in Iran that's costing us billions of dollars.
Those same concerns bridging generations among protesters.
The war in Iran and what happened the last couple of months with the killings of Alex Purdy and Renee Good for no reason at all.
And coming up time and time again.
His war that he started and doesn't know how to finish. And also all the rights for women and the marginalized communities.
Immigration and the war with Iran taking center stage, along with rising costs of living.
I'm retired. I don't have to worry about rent or making a mortgage payment anymore. That's behind me. But for the people who still have to do that, have to pay that, have to go to the store and see increased prices.
Stacey Garrett with Indivisible Coastal Bend is one of the rally's organizers.
America has been king-free since 1776, and we want to keep it that way. Trump has made $1.4 billion personally in his presidency. So while everybody is feeling at the pump and at the grocery store, he's profiting off his presidency.
Natalia Ozuna, 3 News.
Similar scenes played out across our state. In the Bayou City, Houston, several protests drew large crowds, speaking out on a range of issues from the economy and immigration to concerns over global conflicts. Speakers addressed the crowds before marchers took to the streets, holding signs and making their voices heard. Around the country, this rally at the Minnesota Capitol in St. Paul was called the National Flagship Event. Crowds want more transparency in the wake of federal agents shooting and killing 2 people. Back here at home to our ongoing water crisis. First Edition is tracking events tomorrow. The first that is in a series of council workshops concerning our water supply and drought restrictions. This is part of what was covered during the weekly water briefing with the city manager. This initial workshop will give council a chance to address several issues as they plan for the future.
We have about 3 to 4 big ticket items we'll be talking to the city council about, which will include a reminder of what is in our city council approved drought management plan. That's the governing document that helps us manage water at all stages. We'll also be talking about curtailment. What does that mean and what are some ranges of curtailment? The workshop is expected to provide more information and updates for the community, so be sure to stay with us on air and online as we learn more. A reminder, the city of Corpus Christi is leaning heavily on CC Polymers for their nearly completed desal plant. That's right. You may recall council did approve talks to begin with the plastics manufacturer to tap into their facility along the ship channel. It's currently 90% complete.
And that option has been available to the city for multiple years. And so I'm glad that they are now recognizing that there is 9 to 14 million gallons per day. And that's if the Corpus Christi polymer plant starts up. Right now, they're in a pause in construction.
Again, the desal facility could produce roughly 10 million gallons of water per day. If approved, their water would add to other projects such as the Harbor Island and Inner Harbor Island desal plants. To see the complete interview with the Port CEO, you can head on over to our website at KIITV.com or watch for free on 3 News Plus.
So with that, let's take a look at our combined lake levels this morning. They're still sitting at 8.2%. Stage 3 water restrictions remain, and a water emergency is looming.
A reminder this morning, Nueces and Clayburgh counties have both extended their burn bans. In Nueces County, outdoor burning is prohibited through April 28th. That includes bonfires at the beach, campfires, or almost any outdoor activity with an open flame. In Clayburgh County, the ban has been extended for 90 days. And according to the Texas A&M Forest Service this morning, nearly 7,000 acres of land have burned across the state due to wildfires.
And Hope is tracking that wildfire danger right now. Hopefully not too severe here in our area.
Hopefully hope.
Unfortunately, we're just in the time of year where we're going to see some higher fire danger because of our warm above average temperatures and also our pretty breezy days on kind of a continual basis there. The good news is that we're not super dry thanks to being close to the coast, but we do have some elevated fire danger across the region, especially more so in the brush country today, with some winds expected around 30 to 35 miles per hour. Here in Corpus Christi, likely a little bit less out towards the brush country, but they are a little bit drier out there. This morning, we are starting out today with about 10 mile per hour wind speeds closer to the coast, and that dies down as you get further west. So between about calm to 10 miles, and we're also starting out in the 60s to close to 70 degrees this morning as you're heading out towards the bus stop. Now later today, those clouds that we see are going to start to break up. We'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine. Towards the end of the afternoon, I do think we could see a little bit more sunshine there. We're looking at a high temperature in the mid-80s today as kids are starting to come out or come home from school, but out towards the brush country, that's a little bit warmer, closer to 90 degrees out there. Now, over the next several days, we're going to continue to remain above average with temperatures looking to be closer to the upper 80s by Wednesday, and we start to introduce a little bit of a rain chance. I'll have more on those rain chances and what to expect Easter weekend coming up next.
Cracking down on illegal hunting or fishing licenses.
That's right. The new rules set to go into effect next fall. We'll show you what Parks and Wildlife will be paying very close attention to when it comes to proof.
is the last week before Easter, and this might just be my favorite graphic with this little bunny here, really saying what to expect this weekend. And right now, it's looking like we could be seeing some showers going into Sunday and even lasting throughout the morning there. So I'll have more on that in just a little bit. But today, we're not expecting any rain really, but we are starting off on the warmer side in the 60s, close to 70 degrees this morning. We'll look to warm up into the mid 80s. So this is continuing our warming trend, a little bit warmer than yesterday. We do have some cloud cover this morning, but it will break up throughout the day. Likely by the end of the afternoon, we're looking at some mostly sunny skies. Wednesday, also going to be on the breezier side. We're looking at sustained winds close to around 15 to 20 miles per hour throughout the day, and that's going to be gusting up to about 30 miles per hour. Again, no rain today, but starting about tomorrow, we'll see an increase in moisture in the afternoon, and that is going to lead to a potential stray shower, especially along the coast. We're leaving stray showers really through about midweek. On Thursday, we have a chance to see a little bit of uptick in some showers there, and then going into Easter weekend, that's where we really think we're going to see the majority of our rain. Now, the reason why we're starting to see a change in our forecast there with some rain chances returning is due to what we're expecting in our upper levels. You'll notice here that we are not really seeing high pressure as we get to around midweek, but we do have our winds over here, they're starting to wiggle a little bit. We'll see a little bit of a trough on Thursday with some upper level energy. That's where I think our rain chances could increase from. And then as we head into the weekend, you'll notice a big low forms on the western side of the country, starts to track through the country there, has some upper level energy associated with it. And that's actually going to drop a front throughout the state of Texas. And that's where we think our rain chances and potentially even storm chances will increase starting maybe Saturday evening going into Sunday morning. Earlier for northern parts of the state of Texas. Here, as it makes it into the coastal bend, maybe lasting again throughout Sunday morning there. We do think we'll see a temperature drop with that front there into the upper 70s right now. And again, a rain chance that we are keeping our eyes on. Details still have to be, of course, ironed out as we go on throughout the week and we start to look at some model consistency. John Thomas?
Thank you so very much, Joel. We appreciate that. Take a look at those beautiful flowers, because if you travel along any of our South Texas roadways, you're going to see them. Vibrant flowers everywhere along your road trip. The iconic Texas bluebonnets. That's right, they've returned, which means spring is here. However, this year's blooms might look a little different.
A Texas spring staple is making its return, painting fields and roadsides in shades of blue. But this year's bloom isn't quite typical. And while the flowers are a familiar sight, there's one long-standing rumor many Texans still get wrong.
I believe a myth that you're not supposed to pick bluebonnet seeds because it's illegal in Texas, but that is a myth. It's okay to pick them. You're not going to go to jail. So they're beautiful to see.
Weather plays a major role in how and when bluebonnets bloom.
The best time to plant them is between September and December 15th, with October and November being the best time.
Those fall planted seeds stay small through winter before blooming in early spring.
The plants will grow to a small size throughout the winter and then should bloom well for you during March and April months.
Even with a slightly off-season, the flowers remain a Texas favorite, rooted in history and tradition. Over at New York, Texas Zipline Adventures, the blooms have been a destination of their own, drawing visitors from across the state.
The previous owner cultivated the bluebonnets, and then we just take care of them every year. One of the really cool things about being up here is we have access to water, unlike the sides of the road, so we can make ours last a little bit longer.
Despite the dry stretch, bluebonnets are continuing their natural cycle, shifting from bloom to seed production.
They spread, their seeds walk is how they work, so they spread really well. There's seed pods on each one, We can see seed pods forming now.
There's even a way to tell when the season is winding down.
Once they are pollinated, the white turns darker. And so they turn more bluey purple.
Even with a shorter season, the message is the same.
It's just a great time for families to get out and enjoy a great season of the bluebonnets in the state flower of Texas.
Experts say bluebonnets should peak from late March through mid-April, so if you want to catch them at their best, now is the time.
Something to keep in mind there. First Edition does have a note for any of our hunters or anglers out there watching right now. Starting August 1st, Texas Parks and Wildlife is updating their licensing rules. They are cracking down on those who claim to live in our state so they can cash in on cheaper rates. Most Texans can apply for and purchase their license with just a valid driver's license or personal ID. However, if you're from certain states and you do not have a real ID or some extra form of documentation such as a passport or birth certificate, you're going to be in trouble. The new rules take effect 2 weeks before annual licenses go on sale, which is August 15th. The oyster business along our coast continues to grow despite many environmental challenges. Last week, Texas Parks and Wildlife closed a major harvesting area in Matagorda Bay after finding fewer legal-sized oysters. Our Lydia Herrera shows us how projects are underway to restore the oyster reefs, which directly impact our economy.
Restoration is extremely important because we know that habitat loss in the coastal environment is drastic over the last, couple of decades. But even
Dr. Jennifer Polak, who leads coastal conservation and restoration at the Hard Research Institute at the Island University, says there's never been a more important time to prioritize these projects.
But even over the last century, and restoration is just one way that we can try to put back in the water what's been lost.
According to the Coastal Resilience, 50% of the reefs in the Gulf are gone, but this area is still considered the best chance of a large-scale restoration.
We're focused on really a science-first, data-driven approach. Coastal Bend Basin Estuaries program has a lot more direct connections with the community and has different groups that they can really bring in to do active participation in science.
The projects will restore reefs with the community's help in several areas.
You would put shells back on the bottom and then natural oyster populations would recruit onto those shells and cement themselves on there. But in some locations you don't have a good population of oysters that can actually attach to the material that you've put down. And so the question is, can we use hatchery raised, small seed oysters or larvae to jumpstart restoration?
Texas Park and Wildlife closed part of the Matagorda Bay to oyster harvesting after a routine inspection.
At the beginning of this season, TX13 was above the opening threshold, so we opened TX13 and it's remained open until this week when we went out last week and the sample showed that it was below the closure threshold. So that indicates to us that we need to shut that area down in order to preserve the oysters that remain.
Polak says there's no project in Matagorda Bay right now, but it could be considered in the future.
We have partnered with the Nature Conservancy on a really large restoration project, Half Moon Reef in Matagorda Bay in the past. And I know that there's a lot of interest in continuing to restore within Matagorda Bay.
Lydia Herrera, 3 News.
The travel backlog continues. Fun, right? Later on First Edition, funds going out to TSA workers still. Long lines await if you're traveling by air. We're going to look at the D.C. stalemate still playing out.
Got something you think we should know? If you see news happening, tell 3.
Good Monday morning, Coastal Bend. I'm meteorologist Kellyanne Class. Starting off this morning, mostly cloudy, just a little bit of haze out there and temperatures into the 60s and 70s. This afternoon, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds and at times more cloud cover than sunshine. And our highs today in the 70s along our coastline, 80s and low 90s everywhere else, with winds picking up around 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusts around 30 miles per hour. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and isolated shower as we have about a 10% chance of rain and a high temperature of 87 degrees. So still hot tomorrow, but with with a little bit more cloud cover. And tomorrow afternoon, even in the morning, we could have a couple of isolated showers along our coast, maybe 1 or 2 of those showers trying to move inland. Otherwise, it'll just be cloudy and dry for much of the day tomorrow. An isolated shower is possible on Wednesday, increasing that on Thursday to about a 20% coverage, so still an isolated shower or 2. And eyeing this weekend for our next best potential of rain.
South Texas, good day to you. It's almost 7:30. I'm John Thomas Cobos. To our ongoing water crisis, First Edition is tracking events tomorrow, the first in a series of council workshops concerning our water supply and drought restrictions. It's all part of what was covered during the weekly water briefing with the city manager last Friday. This initial workshop will give council a chance to address several issues as they plan for the future. And a reminder, the city of Corpus Christi is leaning heavily on CC Polymers for their nearly completed desal plant. You may recall council approved talks to begin with the plastics manufacturer to tap into their facility, that desal facility along the ship channel. It's currently 90% complete. And with that, our combined lake levels this morning haven't changed since last week. They're at 8.2%. Stage 3 water restrictions remain. A water emergency is looming. The next update will be this Thursday. For more information on our water woes, download our app to your smartphone. It's free to use, free to stream.
The war with Iran entering its second month. 50,000 U.S. troops deployed. A deal to end things could be close.
Plus, a Bob Hall Pier temporary closure. What to know if you're headed out to that newly reopened structure, maybe do some fishing. The work that's underway.
And honoring our veterans, the newest structure along our Bayfront saluting warriors, a ceremony honoring their sacrifices. But first, we have Hope. Good morning to you, Hope. It's Monday.
It is Monday.
It doesn't feel like a Monday. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
No? Yeah? You all agree? You agree?
Yeah,
Maybe?
I agree.
Okay. Just
I
checking,
agree with
just
you
checking.
today.
Okay, yeah. Some Mondays feel like Mondays.
Yeah,
I don't think this one feels
some
like
of them
a Monday.
do.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, because my Mondays aren't Mondays.
Yeah, I hope not sold on this. Yeah, this is more like a Thursday.
Wednesday? Yeah.
Okay.
So I've already done 2 days.
We get
so
you.
I'm just
We feel
like,
you. We feel you.
Already used to that.
I've been on that schedule.
That schedule, yeah. Anyways, I wish you guys could see what was happening behind the scenes when John Thomas and Barbie both saluted. So
That's how we do.
All right, right now, looking at the state of Texas, we're largely sitting warmer throughout the state. A lot of us in the 60s this morning. Amarillo sitting at 58 degrees. You'll notice towards the tippy top of Texas in the Panhandle that there is an area of pink up there. That is a red flag warning. So some critical fire danger due to some really dry weather and also due to really dry conditions and also some higher wind speeds. Today, we're not looking at extreme fire danger, but we do have some elevated fire danger, especially out towards the brush country. They tend to be warmer and therefore drier. We're also looking at some breezy conditions again today. So just monitor out there and try to limit those spark producing activities. Now, as we go on throughout the day, we're looking to get to a high of about 86 degrees here in Corpus Christi. That is going to be closer to 90 degrees out towards the brush country. John Thomas, Barbie.
Thank you, Hope. The war with Iran has officially entered its second month. This morning, more than 50,000 American troops are currently in the Middle East.
That's right. ABC's Olivia Rubin shows us how the president says there could be a deal soon to end this conflict.
Overnight, the first American troops reaching the Middle East, and President Trump still not ruling out a ground invasion in Iran.
I just have lots of alternatives. We have tremendous numbers of ships over there. We don't need them all because of, the power.
Negotiations with Iran underway as the war enters its fifth week. Now, Trump saying there could be a deal soon before tamping down expectations moments later.
I would only say that we're doing extremely well in that negotiation, but you never know with Iran because we negotiate with them and then we always have to blow them up.
Overseas, the first U.S. ground troops arriving, 3,500 sailors and Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, equipped with transport and strike fighter aircraft and amphibious assault capabilities. A second Marine unit expected to arrive in the region in May. And another 1,500 soldiers from the Army's elite 82nd Airborne also preparing to deploy. Those troops trained to parachute behind enemy lines. Meanwhile, dangerous blasts around the region. This video showing the aftermath of an Iranian missile attack at an industrial site in southern Israel. And these videos showing first responders searching through rubble in Tehran. Nearby, several buildings at a university also damaged. Iran now vowing to retaliate for what it says are Israel's strikes on universities, saying all American universities in the region are now fair game. And now Pakistan, which sources tell ABC has been acting as an intermediary between the United States and Iran, announcing that talks are set to happen in the coming days, though neither side confirming. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
The impact of the conflict in the Middle East continues to be felt right here at home at our pumps.
AAA's fuel gauge shows a national average for a gallon of regular unleaded is $3.99, up 4 cents from last Monday.
In Corpus Christi, expect to pay $3.44 this morning. That's up 83 cents from last month at this time. Diesel, $4.92. That's up $1.64 from 1 month ago.
The first paychecks in weeks should be coming for airport security workers. However, that does not mean the long, nightmarish lines for passengers and Homeland Security employees is over yet.
That's right. ABC's Olivia Rubin once again shows us the funding standoff in Congress that's dragging on and why ICE agents may still be in place at airports across the country.
This morning, President Trump is promising TSA workers will get paid indefinitely, even as the Homeland Security Department remains shut down.
We're going to pay them for as long as we have to.
They've gone more than a month without pay, prompting a record number to call out or quit, leading to those long airport security lines. Lines so long, some travelers hired people to take their place and wait for them.
The sooner they get paid, I'm sure that'll help all of us get through these lines quick.
Overnight, the American Federation of Government Employees confirming TSA workers are beginning to see their back pay processed for payment.
Not only do they need to get back paid, but everybody needs like a $10,000 bonus because they have to put their lives back together. The mental strain of going to work and not getting paid for 3 out of the last 5 months is just unbelievable.
But other Homeland Security workers, from the Coast Guard to cybersecurity workers, are still not getting paid. Congress, before leaving on its spring recess, failing to reach a deal on funding the department as Democrats demand changes to immigration enforcement.
I think the Senate is playing it too soft. The Republicans are wonderful people, but we're dealing with very sick individuals. The Democrats are sick. There's something wrong. They're like terrorists.
Borders are, Tom Homan says, because of the war in Iran, funding the agency is even more critical.
We got to keep the airport safe. We got to keep American people, going through those lines.
Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
The Coastal Bend community continues to mourn the loss of musician Rich Lockhart. We want to remind you a benefit will be held for him at the Harley Davidson on SPAD. Lockhart loved motorcycles, and riders are invited to gather around 4:15 this Thursday for a ride to the Sandbox on the island, honoring his memory and celebrating his passion for music and motorcycles.
Expect construction work on the new restaurant space at the Bob Hall Pier. Tomorrow, crews will be using a crane to help set concrete panels on the site where the restaurant will stand. But you got a note. This is an important note. Work begins at 7 tomorrow morning and it runs through 10 in the morning. During that 3-hour window, the pier will be closed as a safety precaution, which means there'll be no exit or entrance at that time. So if you're out there fishing on the pier before 7, you could get stuck if you don't get out of there while that work's being done. So be sure to plan accordingly.
Remembering them for their service and sacrifice, South Texas Vietnam veterans are being honored along the Bayfront. This weekend's tribute brought together our nation's heroes, their families, and community to Sherrill Veterans Memorial Park. They were recognized for their service, especially those who never made it home. The event took place under the new Huey helicopter, marking the area and highlighting the crucial role this tool played during the war.
We're here to honor our Vietnam veterans that served. Not just honor them, but honor their families of those that have gone on, that have passed on. We want to make sure that they're not forgotten.
Organizers say events such as this ensure service members of all generations are remembered for their sacrifices. South Texas Hispanic women are waking up this morning with better awareness about their heart health.
That's right. They certainly are. This group of women gathered for this weekend's Vestido Rojo in partnership with the American Heart Association. Barbie's always excited when I can run my Spanish word properly.
I am. Proud.
Activities, well, my wife is proud too. So
Yeah.
I got 2 ladies in my life that are making sure I speak proper Spanish. Those activities there include a blood pressure check, CPR demos, and presentations on healthy eating, as well as mental well-being.
Participants also heard from experts about heart disease and the importance of prevention.
The American Heart Association is making a great impact within the Coastal Bend. We are wanting to make sure that our community is a safer place in the event of a cardiac arrest, as well as making sure that we are a healthier community. So events like these, we come together and we're able to educate and build awareness about heart disease within the Coastal Bend.
Okay, the day served as a reminder that knowledge and prevention saves lives. And why is Barbie so invested in the story? Well, because she was the MC once again.
Absolutely. Every year I look forward to that event. Everybody that went there, thank you so much. And there's a new class of grads from the Latina Entrepreneur Academy. This morning, the group is working to turn big ideas into real business. LULAC Council 1 hosted the ceremony following 6 weeks of hands-on training. Everything from marketing to branding and deal with business law and finances was discussed. Participants ultimately gained the tools they need to grow their business.
LULAC Council 1 does this as a labor of love for the community. You know, we want to ensure that people get all the information they need to help get that step up.
Guest speakers who have built businesses of their own shared words of encouragement and warning, looking to inspire the next generation of leaders.
Doesn't matter how young or how old you are, as long as you, at the end of the day, you start what you believe in.
If you're starting up a business, don't give up. You know, keep pushing. I know times might get dark, and you know, you might feel like, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But you know, there's times where I wanted to give up. Just stay focused, keep pushing, even whenever you feel like times are getting rough.
More academies are planned, and leaders are already working to set up future workshops to better prepare the next generation.
Talk about a celebration of música, cultura, and community. That's right, the 6th Annual Mariachi Festival is set to bring it to the Island University. Mark a calendar for April 8th through the 12th. Organizers say the event continues to grow every year, featuring South Texas talent and groups from very, very far away throughout the state. Expect 5 days of live entertainment, tradition, and talent.
We're going to kick it off with a performance by our own mariachi, Mariachi de la Isla, as well as a Ballet Folklorico performance by Ballet Folklorico Villa Mexico. The next day, we have Mariachi Aslan, the UTRGV.
Yes.
We're also going to have a discussion with their director, Dr. Dalia Guerra, because, you know, mariachis don't just happen. The director has a very important role.
First Edition will even be hosting a special sneak peek live performance over the next week or two. I don't know yet. I'll have to ask Barbie when to expect that, but we're going to have it. We're going to make it happen.
Better get those goodies ready.
In La Isla.
No, that is not John Thomas. That is Coastal College student took center stage in Vegas this weekend. Gideon Perkins is his name, and he says, each time I compete, I learn so much about music and myself. Even though he did not place in the top 3, he left a huge impact performing for world-renowned judges and connecting with fans he had never met before. Perkins says that he is thankful for all the South Texas support who helped make his big dream possible.
He's #1 in my heart, and you know, we should bring him on the show.
Absolutely.
Have him sing us through the
Sing with
4
a
hours.
duo with you. And maybe y'all can sit together and color the weather as well.
That'd be fun. That'd be really
Sing in
funny.
color for First Edition. Okay.
You know what I love? The trend of adult coloring books, because those actually are pretty.
Relaxing.
I think the ones
My wife
that
does 'em.
aren't super detailed are kind of relaxing. The ones that are like super detailed, I actually kind of find frustrating. So you know,
I
tear
still
up the
color. I
pages.
still color regular coloring books because you know my daughter colors one page and I color the one next to her.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I like the big, cute characters.
My wife has started doing those squiggly lines, and then she goes back and fills them in, like does random patterns, and then colors them in, and it looks like it's like Van Gogh-esque.
Wow,
Isn't it called like a Zentangle? I think.
It might be. She's the one doing it. I'm just looking over like, what's going on?
I
But
think
she's
that's
happy,
the
and that's all that
terminology
matters.
for it from my
Yeah.
art class days.
That's good. That's good. I like it.
She needs to send it in to color the weather.
That's true.
Can
Hope work too.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Please send in your kids' artwork to KIII TV, or KIII at Color the Weather at KIIITV.com. Sorry, trying to remember that there. But yes, we would love to see, especially some Easter drawings this week. Today, we do have Susie's drawing, some lovely sea turtles there. It is starting to get into Camp Ridley sea turtle nesting season, so just be careful when you're out driving on the beach there. If you're heading out to the beach today, though, we're looking at temperatures that are going to be a little bit cooler in the mid-70s there. Most mostly sunny as we get into the afternoon. In terms of those winds, it's going to be about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, the rest of the week, you may want to cool off at the beach because we are going to continue to be above average, with temperatures largely in the mid to upper 80s. But check out as we get closer to your Easter Sunday, we do have a dip in that forecast due to a cold front that we are expecting, and that cold front's likely to bring us some rain too. I have more on the rainfall outlook coming up next. John Thomas, Barbie.
Thank you, Hope.
Okay, the call, it's out.
The Island Coast have been tradition seeking volunteers and performers. How you can get involved with an Easter Passion Play.
In today's Tech Bites, Austria is the latest country to propose banning social media for children under the age of 14. Officials said the government could not stand by and watch children become addicted. Australia was the first country to ban social media for anyone under the age of 16. Blue Sky just unveiled its own AI assistant to help users build custom feeds without having to know how to code. It's called Addie. Users can punch in prompts describing the kinds of posts they'd like to see, and Addie will generate the feed. Blue Sky says the process is like a conversation. And finally, the Trump administration just rolled out a new White House app. It has a photo gallery, press releases, and other official communications all in one place. It claims to give Americans a direct line to the White House, and there's a feature to report people to ICE. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flay. Have a great day.
Good morning. Welcome back to 3 News First Edition. It is 7:46. John Thomas, who took the chocolate bars?
It wasn't me. Oh, though I could go for a couple chocolate bars. First Edition, we're keeping a close eye on a major chocolate heist days before Easter.
ABC's Sophie Flay shows us a truck loaded with chocolate that went missing.
This morning, thieves breaking off a piece of 12 tons of Kit Kat bars.
It's a Kit Kat caper. 12 tons, or 413,793 of Nestle's Kit Kat chocolate brand bars were stolen.
A truck loaded with the chocolate bars went missing somewhere between the Nestle plant in Italy and Poland. Nestle not saying how the truck was stolen. The theft could lead to shortages just days before Easter. But there's a bigger problem. Nestle saying, whilst we appreciate the criminal's exceptional taste, the fact remains that cargo theft is an escalating issue for businesses of all sizes, with more sophisticated schemes being deployed on a regular basis. Cargo thefts abroad and here at home are skyrocketing. Food products are increasingly the target. Criminals in New England recently made off with $400,000 in seafood, from crabs to lobster. Why food? It's harder to track compared to items like electronics.
TVs, things like that have serial numbers. Again, those are targeted as well, but a little bit easier to track. Obviously, lobster doesn't have a QR code on it to track it down.
And experts say with shipping logistics now so heavily reliant on technology, thieves are exploiting GPS and computer systems to reroute trucks to fake warehouses. Officials say the notorious Sinaloa drug cartel has targeted cargo trains in the U.S. 6 men were arrested this month in connection with a train robbery in Arizona, where $300,000 in Nike sneakers were stolen.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
All right, chocolate's gone.
Yeah.
Not
It's
because it
sad
melted.
that we've gotten to that point in 2026 already.
Yeah.
We're only almost April, and we're already stealing chocolate.
What's next? Sunflower seeds? I mean, come on.
Kit Kats are actually my daughter's favorite chocolate.
Oh.
Really?
Have you ever had a dark chocolate Kit Kat?
Never.
Do
But
you like
that's
dark
not,
chocolate?
I love dark
Okay,
chocolate.
it's very good.
Really?
Yes, very good.
Well, I gave up sweets for Lent, so
You have a
Easter
list.
Sunday,
You have a list.
Yes, yeah.
chocolate truck, come to my house.
I don't know who you is.
Come
but
on over, chocolate
Whoever
truck.
stole the chocolate, stop by at Barbie's house.
Please make a stop. Thank you.
5002 SPID.
Weather time.
Yeah, just bring it all over here instead. Hopefully the Easter Bunny will bring us some chocolates this weekend. And, the big thing as we are the week before Easter is what's the weather going to be like this weekend with some Easter egg hunts planned, as well as, maybe that sunrise service on Easter Sunday. And right now it does look like we might be expecting some rain with a cold front that's going to move through maybe Saturday night into Sunday morning. So that's what we're watching out right now. The forecast is likely to change as the week progresses. I'll get a little bit more into the details of the cold front just in a little bit there. But today, no rain in the forecast. We are starting off with some clouds this morning, and we're on the warmer side in the upper 60s, close to 70 degrees this morning. As we progress throughout the day, we'll get into the mid 80s here in Corpus Christi, so that is a little bit warmer than we were yesterday. And I do think that those clouds will start to break up towards the end of the afternoon, allowing for some more sunshine in the area. In terms of wind, we're expecting breezy days pretty much throughout the entire week. So expect winds between about 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting up to about 30 miles per hour mid-afternoon. Now, we do start to introduce a isolated rain chance starting tomorrow. I think that's as moisture really increases in the area. We could see a stray coastal shower going into tomorrow. Thursday, we have maybe a little bit of a better rain chance, and that comes with some upper level energy that's going to get slung into Texas there with a little trough that will be moving its way through central United States there. Now, going into the weekend, really, that's when our better chance of rain comes with this upper level low that's forming off the west coast, and that's going to make its way across the United States. It's going to have some upper level energy associated with that, and that's actually going to be a front that makes its way through the state of Texas on Saturday. By the time it gets to us, it looks like it could be Saturday night into Sunday morning, providing some rain for us both overnight and into the actual Easter Sunday there. So we're going to continue to keep our eyes on that. But in general, this week, outside of any rain chances, we're going to be above average and pretty breezy on the daily. John Thomas, Barbie.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate that, Hope. And we're taking a live look outside our studios this morning.
Let's see. Ooh. Okay, traffic is flowing. Our American flag is also. Ooh, the sun is out. It looks so beautiful.
The birds are enjoying it too. On cue, flying by our cameras. That's what we like to see.
Good morning, South Texas. Ooh, did you see that seagull? Okay, now did you cue the seagull or what?
Hey everybody, here at ShopTVDeals.com, we love to bring you products out there that are actually going to make your life better. Let's keep it real. All of us have our entire lives on the phone these days. All those videos, all those photos, all of those memories, and you don't want to lose it because of a lost phone or a storage issue. So check this out, a small but mighty device, the Click Free Pro. It's so easy to use. Let me show you what to do. First, you download an app on the phone. Just takes a minute or two, super easy. Then you connect the device to your phone. It has all kinds of adapters here, so no matter what you have, you should be good. You open that app, and literally, with one touch, you start backing up all of those photos, which is a big help for people like me, because I got 15,000 photos in this thing. Also, not just about storage here. Think about all those old photos in your home, whether it's in an album like this or just photos in a shoebox somewhere. There's a scan function on this app as well. So you literally can take one of those old pictures, use the app, scan it, and you'll never lose that image again. This does so much. It's absolutely amazing. No membership fees, no subscriptions, so it's super easy and will save you a lot of problems. And on top of that, 50% off. We have an amazing deal. Normally this would cost you $200. Today you get it for less than $100. So scan that QR code at the bottom of your screen or check us out online at shoptvdeals.com. Back up those photos now. Don't lose it.
Good morning, South Texas. I'm Barbie Leo. It is 7:56.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kellyanne Class. Let's get you started with a look at our rain chances over the next couple of days. We are at an isolated rain chance Tuesday, Wednesday, and on Thursday. And then we're expecting to see more rainfall over the weekend, Barbie.
Thank you very much, Kellyanne. Tomorrow, expect construction work on the new restaurant space at Bob Hall Pier. Crews will be using a crane to help set concrete panels on the site where the restaurant will stand. And please note, work begins at 7 through 10 in the morning. During that time, the pier will be closed as a safety precaution. There will be no entrance or exit during that time. Any anglers on the pier before the 7 a.m. start might get stuck until work is done. Be sure to plan accordingly. First Edition has a note for any hunters and anglers. Starting August 1st, Texas Parks and Wildlife is updating license rules. They are cracking down on those who claim to live in our state so they can cash in on cheaper rates. Most Texans can apply for the purchase with their license with just a valid driver's license or personal ID. However, if you are from certain states, you will need a real ID or an extra form of documentation such as a passport or birth certificate. The new rules take effect 2 weeks before annual licenses go on sale, which is August 15th. The impact of the conflict in the Middle East continues to be felt right here at the home at the pumps. AAA's fuel gauge shows a national average for a gallon of regular unleaded is $3.99, up 4 cents from last Monday. In Corpus Christi, expect to pay $3.44, up 83 cents from last month at this time. And diesel is $4.92, up $1.64 from 1 month ago. The Coastal Bend community continues to mourn the loss of musician Rich Lockhart. We want to remind you a benefit will be held for him at the Harley-Davidson store on SPAD. Lockhart loved motorcycles. Riders are invited to gather around 4:15 this Thursday for a ride to the Sandbox on the island, honoring his memory and celebrating his passion for music and motorcycles.